Hi everybody, I don't know if you can see this because I can't see what my camera is doing. It's Debbie Bailey and I'm going to do a little video of my yard. My friend Frances from across the pond asked if she could see my gardens. I tried to do it with a live chat, but my connection just doesn't stay strong enough to do that. So we are going to do this via video, and then I will try and upload it into YouTube, which will probably take like 6 hours to upload. But anyway, here we go. So I'm going to whip that around, get you a little dizzy there. So here we go through my yard. I'm on like almost an acre of land. This is my front yard. Not much in my backyard. It's kind of messy, and I haven't been able to take care of my yard for a few years, a number of reasons. And so this year was going to be my year that I really tackled it, and I started at the road and I started working up. I really didn't get that far because I had just so many things on the go, and it just didn't take priority. So this is my little cedar area, and I have everything set up in kind of pathways. That's what I wanted to, because I wanted staycation. So we really, although we like going up north to Perry Sound area, you know, it can get costly. So we thought, put the money into our yard and into my cabin and the fire pit, and really enjoy here. So I wanted to be able to walk. And it's a fair walk that I get to do by doing my path. So this here is my lilac bushes, and I have a little seating area. We've got the kids' picnic table there right now, but typically that's not there. So in the spring, when it's all surrounded by lilacs, that seat is one of my favorite places to be. So, okay, here we go. We used to have a tree here in this dark spot, and it just wasn't enjoying that spot, so we took that down. English chestnut. Hey Francis, this one's for you. English chestnut. It's loaded, so these beautiful little balls, which will soon fall in another month or so, and then I'll have to gather the nuts before the squirrels get there, and then somehow get these off because they are nasty to walk on in the spring. Let's see. This is a false something or other. I can't remember. This baby, thought it was great. It's the Osage orange, which is a really cool tree. However, I can't keep it under control, so it's going to have to come down. Because as you can see, see if I can get on. There's a branch that's actually hanging right in my face. See that little thorn? Yeah, they're nasty. So several flat tires on the lawnmower. See them sitting there? They hurt. They really hurt. So it has to come down. Got a pawpaw tree there. This is a tamarisk, and look at the beautiful pink flowers. Let me see if I get the, oh, I can see if we can get up there. The bees love it. Can you see them on that? I don't know if I can zoom in. Yep, I can. There we go. The bees are loving it. But it's very pretty, all green, and then these little sprigs at the end of pink. This is my fringe tree. Very cool tree. In the spring, it has these little fringes of white flowers hanging. It's pretty cool. It's going to be great as it gets bigger. Let's see. We have heartnut trees and a dwarf hackberry tree. And my currant bushes. And this is my beautiful tulip tree, which is getting near, gosh, how many years old is it? I don't know, 15 years old, waiting for it to have flowers because they get great big flowers that are tulip resemblance on them. And anyway, a few years ago, the neighbor's tree came down, took half of it out. So I don't know if I'm starting over. They did get me a second tulip tree as a oops sorry, which is pretty cool. And I'm grateful for that, so thank you for that. So down here at this end, so by the road, so all of this, I call it my Carolinian forest. We're near the northern end of the Carolinian forest with plants and trees specific to that area. Most of those trees, however, we've lost them. You know, this is a prime farming area, so a lot of the forests and trees have been cut down. So part of my goal in my gardens is to create a little Carolinian forest in my little space. So that's a Kentucky coffee tree. This just in the spring just looks like a branch sticking in the ground, but it's now starting to look like a tree, which is pretty cool. Oh, neighbor, see, we're in farmland. Hey, so my beautiful maple trees. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 down here when we first purchased the property. How long have I been here? My daughter is 37, I guess, since she was 3, so oh my gosh, over 30 years ago. We've lost 2 of the maple trees. What do we have here? This one, back up a little bit. I have an arrowwood tree, so it's still small. Not sure what that's gonna look like. Have a golden dogwood, or it could be I'm not sure if it's golden dogwood or a pagoda dogwood. I think it's golden dogwood. This is my fringe tree, or no, silver bells tree, which has these beautiful little silver bell flowers on it in the spring. And then they turn into these fascinating seed pods, which are so cool. I haven't opened one up, but I don't know, just pretty. We have a Japanese maple, and I'm going to go on this side of my pathway here. And I have 2 redbuds. Oh, not seeing it. Let me back up. There we go. 2 redbud trees, also thanks to my neighbor who got them for me at the same time she got me the second tulip tree. So there's my one path around my bottom of my yard and my Carolinian tree, and then we come up to a second path. We have another dogwood, and we have some really cool, I think they're potato plants, but I can't say for sure. See these really cool flowers? They're just beautiful. You don't even know they're there. They're just this gorgeous rose color. And there's some more, kind of spreads. So if I dug up the roots, the tubers are like potatoes, edible. And flowering dogwood, not so good. So this will be its last year. We'll be taking that down, and I will be putting something else up in its place. Rosa Sharon. Oh, here we go. Hi, Rosa Sharon. Here we go. And this is my first redbud tree. Let me back up. It's huge. So redbuds are undercover trees. They like the shade, although people are planting them out in full sun. But I try to follow the natural environment for the trees. And this is so gorgeous. All the flowers are about the same color as that Rosa Sharon purple. Well, more of a pinky tinge, I guess. And then we have, so I used to have this filled in, but Rick cutting the grass, he said he would prefer driving around trees than long paths of gardens. So I've opened this up. This is my American chestnut tree. So it has taken quite a while to grow, and it's really started to take off and starting to look like a tree. Several years ago, we lost the American ash from some disease, and there was a grove of American chestnut. What did I call it? I might have said ash. American chestnut trees, and there was a grove that survived not too far from here, and I got donated this little baby, and so been taking care of that, and it is a lovely addition to my gardens. My beautiful, beautiful, beautiful birch trees. So I had 4, 2 didn't make it. These are from up north, and I said you can't transplant trees from up north, so I got 2 little saplings. I said, hey, I'm going to try, and they said they won't survive. Well, they did, and they have, and they're beautiful, and they're just love them. Hug a tree. Love you. They're beautiful. Okay, so there we're back to one path, and we're going to come around again. Here we go again. Grass needs to be cut. We've had some really beautiful weather. We get a little dampness in the mornings and sunshine in the afternoon. Have a Rowan tree. It was it got some kind of disease, so we cut it down. And then this bush came up, and I said, what is that? What is this? And I was like, oh, I know those leaves. That's the Rowan tree. So it has survived and came back. That's awesome. This is a olive cherry, I think. So I don't know if it's going to get edible fruit or fruit on it or whatever. And then come down this path. Get another olive cherry and dogwood. No, not dogwood. Pawpaw. So someday it's going to have pawpaw fruit, which tastes like custard apparently. That's going to be exciting. And here we come. This is the grand old lady. So she was a magnificent maple tree, just massive and beautifully shaped. She was just gorgeous. We lost her a few years ago. And from there, all this surrounding area was all mushrooms, so she continued to grow and give life, which was pretty cool. I got some gorgeous photos from the mushrooms. I'll have to post them because this is just extraordinary. Anyway, now she lives on. Now she's home for insects, as you can tell from, I don't know if you can see all the holes and everything from the insects. And then this baby of hers, next generation, another beautifully shaped maple tree, and that's going to be a gorgeous replacement to the grand old lady. Okay, so now turning around in the driveway, there's my home. Hi, home. Oh, there's some motorcycles going by, and now we go for the next aisle. So this, let me back up. This is my Canadian maple. She's beautiful, just beautiful. And I planted her about 35 years ago, maybe first or second year that I was here. And my hubby at the time, he had said, there's no point in planting a maple tree. Do you know how long they take to grow? You'll never see it. And I said, well, someone will see it then, so I'll plant it for the next generation. But there she is, and she is beautiful, and I get to enjoy it. Underneath it is this growing. I think it's a mulberry. Somebody said it was a mulberry. And I've tried cutting it off and finally gave up. I'm going to have to trim it though, so it's not messing up with my maple tree. But what's fascinating with this, let me just show you here. So some of the leaves are just pretty, heart-shaped oval. And then as they age, they turn into this shape. And then I have this I've noticed lately. So whatever stage that is in, so maybe it goes, I don't even know. So we have bright yellow, this shape, dark green, this shape, and then this shape. It all on one bush. It's crazy. So it's fascinating. Love my bush. And then this is my very unique seating area. And we come down here, and then I've got the slide for the kids. It's turned on the side so the bird poopy doesn't get on there. So this is my spot of choice to sit. And let me, in the spring when I sit here and I can look at my redbud tree all in that pinky purple hue, it is just so stunning. And then in the summer, when it is so hot out, I sit here under the shade of my red maple, and I get this beautiful little breeze coming through, and it's all shaded. Best place on my piece of property to sit. Now in the past, I haven't been able to come down here because the mosquitoes have been so horrible. You know, we say we grow them, raise them here in Harley, and we grow them huge. For some reason, not sure why, we haven't had them for the last couple years, so I get to sit down here and it's beautiful. I just want to show you a little close-up of my red maple leaves. Let's see if I can get a good view. So underside, they're kind of green. They're getting darker actually, underside, but there's the top side. And this is the color of them. Some trees start out green and go red. The Canadian maple is red, kind of a, you know, and stays red. That's its coloring. Beautiful. We have another dogwood and another heart nut, and now we go up this aisle. We have some hazelnuts. So I have two main hazelnuts, one there and one here, and they kind of alternate. So last year this was loaded, this year it just has a few on it, and last year this one just had a few, and this year it is loaded. So I'll show you. I need to trim it for sure next year. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. So these guys, they'll turn brown as they get ready to harvest, and that one will have 3 nuts in it. Sometimes they're double in there. But I have to be fast. Last year I didn't get any because they were almost ready, and then they came out to get them and the squirrels had taken them all. I have a little arbor that I put in here as a little walkway, and we have grapes. So this is the first year that we're really getting grapes off this, and they're turning. So, yummy. And go up through here. I'm just going to cut across here. This is a hardy almond, so I can't wait to see what that does. This is 2 years old. 2 years that I've had it. Okay, so around we go. This is my Inukshuk. I put that up, a friend gave me. Thanks, Kathy. The long bar. And I turned that into the sculpture. My son was heading out across the country to live. So I called it BC Home, Better Come Home. He's actually headed to BC, so I thought, oh, it means BC is our new home. No, 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 no. Always come home to Mommy. We need to visit. And I have the fence here, has hardy kiwi on it. Had kiwi the first year, haven't had it since. I'm not protecting it right, I think, in the winter. And these birdhouses that Rick made. This one, I think there's like, I don't know, 100 different nest areas in it. It's crazy. Not so many birds anymore because squirrels and chipmunks, they go in, they kind of take over. They don't share very well. And then this area, so I want to get a couple more trees. Let me see what I can watch you do here. So we have fruit tree, fruit tree, fruit tree, fruit tree, fruit tree, space, fruit tree. So I want to put a couple more in here. And then a goal is in the center area, put the fire pit here so that we're surrounded by this circle of trees. It's going to be beautiful. Prairie cherry trees, nice tart little tiny cherries. The problem is the cherry isn't much bigger than the seed, so there's a lot of work to that. My plum tree, first year with some plums, so they're still hard, not ready yet, but I'm still going to get a dozen, I think, off there, and I can't wait. And so that's primarily the part that I've cleaned up this year. Still to be worked at. This will be next year. So I have a little, it used to be a labyrinth. Drove the lawnmower driver crazy. So I've opened that up a little bit. And we have some fig trees. I gave up on trying to care for them to get figs off them. I'm too lazy. So they're outside. They survive the winter because it's kind of protected here, but I don't think I'll ever see any figs off it. That's okay. They're just pretty cool. So, and there's my kiwi again. And the rest of my little labyrinth area. Then I have, this is my, we had on our gardening site, we had a challenge to do outside the box window box. So this was my creation. So it's a little pathway. We've got a window there. And then on this side I have a wisteria bush. Trying to get it to go across, but the darn thing keeps going up on my little telephone pole that I have here. And can't get it to go across there, sadly. But anyway, it hasn't flowered yet either. I'm supposed to prune that twice a year, which I've done last year and this year, but no flowers yet. My rock that, you see that? Let me go back over here. This is rock that it came up through our driveway. Came up and so they dug that out and popped it here. Something has sadly broken my window and I just see a piece of glass sparkling. There we go. Clean that up. So there's, let me back up and show you my welcoming entrance. So we'll come at it from this way. And then through here you can see my original grape arbor. It's massive and it is loaded with grapes. I didn't prune it this spring. Didn't really have time. And so the grapes aren't as big as they can get, but they're still good. Can you see them all? So we have a bench that I made in here. And we have our see no weevil, hear no weevil, speak no weevil frogs. They're from Ryan's Cement Head Company. So there's a husband and wife team in Brantford that make cement sculptures, and I have, quite a few of them. My grandson loves these three frogs. He used to come out and just hug them and kiss them and hug them and kiss them and hug them and kiss them. So this is a nice place to sit. Reach up, grab a grape or two, just sitting there. So that's pretty much it for the front yard. I'm just going to show you my cup plant that I have, which is just fascinating. I can't remember where I got it from. Let me just walk through my grapes here. La la la. Cup plant. So it is very, 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 very tall. And these tiny tiny-ish yellow flowers on the top. But what makes it cool, and why it's called a cup plant, is the leaves. You can see right here, it's like a cup. So in the mornings with dew, or when it rains, it fills with water, and the insects and the birds get a little, you know, cup of water. So I think that's it. That's my front yard. There you go. Francis, I hope you enjoy. Maybe I'll do the backyard some other time and show you the cabin. I love my cabin. Haven't really gone out very much lately, but it's a pretty powerful place. So there we go. That's it. And let me see if I can flip this around to say goodbye. How we doing? Can you see me? Ah! Anyway, that's my tour of my front yard. Have a great day. Bye.